got a start. Inside out and upside down. No stress, I'ma clean up this mess.
Hello everyone. Well, finally it's here. It's starting day. Hope everyone's got their thinking caps on for how they're going to make their own collage, and if they're joining us in this collaboration. So, as you all would know, that this is an open collaboration, so anyone can join in. You just need to use the hashtag 2022 Collage Challenge. So starts February 2nd, it's today. So Julie and myself are running this collaboration, and we've got some special guests joining us. And I'm just going to run through a list of them, and anyone else is welcome. Welcome. We want as many as we can get involved as possible. So our email addresses are going to be in the video description box. So if you want to join in, send us an email so we can add you to this list. So we have, apart from Julie and myself, we have Angie from MerryScraps 13AG. We've got Nat Williams. We've got Karen from CraftyKaren. We've got Kay from Papercraft with Kay. Cherie from Turquoise Dreaming. And we've got Julie from Camelia Craft Designs. So I'm so happy Julie joined us. This is just wonderful. I love Julie's channel. She's amazing. She's so funny. She does beautiful work. And she did mention she's only just new at collaging, so I'm sure she's going to smash it. Fox from Foxadeello. We've got Kylie from Kylie's Card Craft. So Kylie's another Australian crafter, so is Kay. And I think maybe Karen too. I'll have to check that. And Cheryl Wilm from Ethylou's Unique Boutique. So those ladies are all joining us. And as you know, there's our lovely faces there. So me from Leigh's Art Studio and Julie from Art and Junk Journals with Julie. Next thing I need to tell you about are the prompts for this month. You do need to use the hashtag 2022 Collage Challenge if you're going to post a video on YouTube, or if you're going to put an Instagram post up. And I think Julie's organising a Facebook page too. And the prompts for this month are shabby chic, so that's the style. The theme is a story time. The colours are green, so green or teal. And then we have textured paper, a person, dots and dashes, a square, rectangle or an oblong. And the bonus or swap item is scrapbook paper, stationery, digitals, computer paper. So you can include them as well if you want to, and you can use one of them to swap out something that you're not comfortable with or that you can't find. When I made my book, I forgot to check inside the cover. And of course, I put my front plate on the back, and my book was upside down, so when you opened it, all the pages, which I want to leave some of the elements of in this book, are upside down. So what I've done is, that's my back cover, I've slightly fixed it. I haven't redone the front cover yet, so I pulled my ribbon down so it's hanging down. The bee's crawling down the page instead of going up, but hey, what the heck. And I had a word stamped in there, which was now upside down, so I just put some little pinky things there. And as I said, I haven't done anything with the front cover yet. Oh, did anybody take part in the Crazy Craft challenge? So this morning I watched Julie's video, and my goodness, I just could not stop laughing. Julie likes, well, should I say she's a perfectionist, but she's getting close to it. And this really pushed her outside of her comfort zone, not being in control of what she was doing, I think. And yeah, it was so funny. And she tried to sew a button on, well, she did sew it on, but in a way, in a fashion. I was just laughing so much. It was just amazing. Check out some of the other videos that's been run by Pam at the Paper Outpost and Louisa Heinzel. That's it. Okay, and yeah, so that's all fun. I really liked it because I just did things that I would never have done. Like I put pink and red together. No, who does that? Nobody does that. And yeah, it was without being able to see what you're putting in, because I just used scraps and I had a few embellishments ready to go, but I just had scraps. So yeah, I just made mine up as I went along. I had to think really carefully about how I'm going about this, because I'm not doing it in the way that I do the Marguerite Miller ones, which is to create a painted background and then build my collage on top of it. So I'm going to sort of do more of a traditional collage, but I still want it to be different in a way. So what I did was go through all my bits and pieces and found some things that I thought would work in this project. And this is one of my digital papers, so I'll leave a link down in my description box to my Etsy shop. I'm not sure what kit that's in, to be honest. I've only just started an Etsy shop, so I really haven't done too much. And a lot of these pages are just like prototypes. I'm not sure if any of them actually in a kit or anything, but I thought I could draw from some of these for shabby chic items as well as oblongs. And I've got all bits and pieces here, stuff that I started making and didn't finish. I've got a avocado dyed doily, paper doily. Yeah, I don't know about anybody else, but around my craft room, every time I finish a project, I just pack all the bits and pieces up into this sort of stuff. And I've just got them everywhere, collections of bits and pieces. And this is obviously someone else's digital kit that I've printed off, and there's some really pretty stuff in there, so I'm going to try and use some of that. That's another page that's a print of a prototype. We might pull some out of that. Butterflies. I have these two lovely little, well, those two ladies together, and then this one, so I may be using one of them. And then I've got the usual suspects, book pages and music page. Oh, that's, I don't know if I'll use anything off that. That's just where I was playing around with some watercolours. I was hoping to find a bit more of this paper. It was an A4 sheet, A3 sheet, sorry, that I painted and stamped. It was really nice, but this is all I could find of it, so I love that. It's another one of my prototype print-offs for something that probably never went any further. Just bits and pieces. Got that. So I'm pretty sure I've got all the prompts covered in amongst these things. Where's my list? There we are. Story time was the hard one. I've got an Alice in Wonderland stamp, so that's supposed to be the theme, but I don't know how I'm going to work that. But anyway, I just want to make it shabby chic. And another thing was that I thought might work for story time was this fairy, which then I've also got this pad from Craft, and it's just got some really pretty, this is actually a fairy one, but it's got some pretty little pages in it like that. Music, don't like that, but I like that. There's some textured paper in here somewhere. It's pink. Yeah, that, see, it's shimmery and it's got, you can feel it. But I do have a piece of textured paper. Where is it? I didn't see it in the stuff that I was looking at just then. So yeah, some nice things. More fairies. Pretty. I'm not sure whether I'll use these or not. They're just watercolour paintings that I did when I was just testing out some paints. They're a bit leery, but might knock them back with a bit of gesso or something. Here's my textured paper, which is a wrinkly paper that it's been inked. It's got some nice texture on it. Other bits and pieces, some more pieces of print of my digital kits, so there's some more oblong stuff. I'm not sure. These are softer ones. That's pretty nice and soft. And then there's that page there. What I use, I don't know yet. We'll sort through it, but that's where I'm going to pick from. Got a little box full of pink flowers. Got a little box with ribbons and little clusters, the little button clusters I made. Bits of lace. And what else? Oh, just a little bit. That'll just about do. And I do have this scrappy here. For my green, I'm going to glue this down over the page. I want to fix that up. I don't like that wrinkly looking thing. I've got some patterned, actually some wide washi tape. I might put that down there. Yeah, so the first thing I want to do is glue that on. And I was thinking I'm just going to place some of my elements on it once I get it glued down, because I think it's a bit dark. I'm not sure. And if it is, I'm going to cover it in white, like white napkin, just to knock it back a bit. I don't want it to sew it. So even when you put that over, it takes the colour back. Makes it look a bit more gentle. Alright, so I'm going to glue that down and have a little think while I'm doing it. Okay, so I've got that stuck down. Not minding that colour now. Doesn't seem as green as it was before. Don't know if that's just an optical illusion. But I've got this wide washi tape I want to stick down the spine, if that's what you call this bit, I think. I know it's the spine on the outside. I'm not sure if it's the spine on the inside. The fold, maybe? Who knows? That's a nice washi tape. I'm going to be sad when that runs out. Just tearing that off. Got these little bits, I'm going to stick them over here. Okay, so that's where I'm at right now. I would like to build this up a little bit before. Yeah, I have to incorporate some of this textured paper and story time with a person. Those ladies, I think, are going to go in there. Where are they? Come on. Yes, where? If I use that one, she's reading something, so she could be reading a story, couldn't she? But I think it's too big. Maybe not. But then this one, this lady, she's gorgeous too. She could be sitting and listening to someone reading a story. They're my two choices. I'm actually leaning towards the great big one. These are beautiful images. They came out of a book that I bought from the op shop, and it was a book about roses, paintings of roses. So it's really nice, and there was poems in it, so it was just beautiful to read, to look at. So I think I would like some of that on there. I'm going to cut them down. I don't want to leave them as tags. But I might leave one as a pocket. Perhaps. Oh, it's the same butterflies. It's more of them. It'd be good to get rid of some of the stuff. And then I've got pink butterflies. Let's see how we go. Got some music paper. Actually, dots and dashes. Music looks a little bit like dots and dashes, doesn't it? Alright, so we're just going to stick some of this stuff down, collage it over the green, and then my ladies will go on top of that, and we'll see where we go from there. I saw Pam at the Paper Outpost doing this. That's where I got the idea. So you wrinkle up some paper, and then you know, run your distress ink over it, and it picks it up on the edges, on all the little ridges, I should say. So I'm going to start by putting a little bit of that down there, and I think a little bit more maybe up here. So I'm not really one for planning my collages. I just make them up as I go, and sometimes that makes the whole process a little bit long-winded. So I'm trying today to be a little bit more, you know, to have a vision of what I'm wanting things to be like, maybe. How is everybody? Hope you're all well and happy, looking after each other. We're all good here. I'm not inking today, I'm not using ink. Famous last words. See how we go with that. I know one thing I don't want to do, and that is cover up all my green, this beautiful green. I love that paper. When I saw the green in the prompts, I'm like, oh, green? You're kidding me. If I was doing a forest themed one or something like that, I think it would be okay. Oh, look, I just watched Julie from Camelia Crafts Designs do the blindfolded thing under child supervision, she said. So she had her daughter in the same room as her while she was filming. It's amazing how well her clusters turned out. It was all very neat and tidy. Not at all like my smash and grab, so to speak. I don't like the corners on that, but I don't want to lose too much at the top of that. It's so pretty. I have no idea whose kit this is. Might have been a free one, perhaps. I don't know. Do not know. So let me just have a look at my ladies, like my girls again. So I might get them in about there, perhaps. Right down the bottom. Where is that? Might be right down the bottom. I'm just looking in the monitor to see what they look like. Yeah, I think because they're flat there, they need to be right down the bottom. Maybe I could just rip that edge. I don't want to take the bottom or lose too much of the dress, because it's so beautiful. So if I have them like that, then I can put them further up the page. Well, I think I can anyway. But we'll put that there, sideways. Something in the middle. I'm going to put one of these butterflies in there. I don't care if it's not fully showing. Maybe even sideways. What does that look like? No. Upside down. Trying to get out of the page. No, it's not going there. Let's find something else. Here we go. And I'll pop that down there. I don't know if you just heard that noise, my neighbour's doing something. But I was thinking I should change my channel name to Leigh's Art Studio and Neighbourhood Noises. Because every time I start doing something, somebody else starts doing something noisy. Sometimes it's my own husband. Mowing, that's his greatest thing. And he had this knack when I first started doing this of, because I was doing paintings and they take quite a while, so I'd be in here. Next minute the door would just open and he'd come to ask me something. There's his little heart. Get on there. And they need some pink behind them. What have we got? What have we got? Yeah, this looks like it's from the same kit. Oops, didn't mean to do that. Oh, I just love collaging. I really, really love it. Must be something from my childhood or something. I don't know. But I hadn't done it for ages. And then I started doing Take 5 art. And that's how I got into the whole junk journal thing. I never heard of a junk journal until I watched a Take 5 art thing. And I found that because I was looking for an art challenge to get into. And yeah, so one thing led to another. I saw some of Kira's junk journal stuff, and basically that's when I started doing it and just loved it. And before I knew like really how to do anything, I had made my granddaughter a junk journal. It was a really basic one though. It was still good, still nifty. Little pockets. It just, yeah, had pockets and tuck spots all the way through it, and it was good. She is a bit of a tomboy, and this one in particular. So I didn't want anything too feminine, so hers was all, you know, like squares and everything cut neatly, nothing torn, and sort of, I don't know what you'd call the images. Excuse me. It wasn't girly stuff, put it that way. How's that looking? That's quite nice. Now that's the same flower as down up there, so I don't want to put it anywhere near that. Perhaps you can just, yeah, so if I take it a little bit more off the sides, pop it in down here so it's peeping out, that will look okay. I've got a joke for you. It's clean, it's not dirty or anything. So maybe you want dirty jokes. I mean, anyway, so where I live is in Queensland, and I'm on the Sunshine Coast, and it's a really big holiday destination, and lots of people come up from one of the southern states, which is Victoria, because they have really cold winters. Anyway, this lady's up here and she's driving around in her car, and everyone jokes about how the Victorians, you know, don't know where they're going sort of thing. They drive along really slow looking at stuff. And anyway, she has this big accident, and she's alright, she's not hurt or anything, but anyway, she's rung up the police, and she's told them what's happened, and she's concerned, you know, that whether she's at fault or not, because, you know, of her insurance and all that sort of stuff. And then anyway, the policeman says to her, "Yes, madam, you're definitely at fault." And she's like, "Well, how can that be?" She said, "The guy that I hit was on his mobile phone and he was drinking a can of beer." And the policeman said, "Yeah, that's true," but he said, "We're allowed to do that in Queensland when we're sitting in our lounge room." Get it? I just thought it was funny. So she's driven through his house. The same bloke told another joke about Lego, that this lady heard a knock on her door on Christmas Day, and when she opened the door, there was nobody there, but there was a big bag of Lego sitting on the doorstep. She didn't know what to make of it. Right, I'm thinking I need to get my Alice in Wonderland stamps and make something to go in there. So let's dig into the stamp folder. No, that's not stamps, that's stencils. Silly woman. Where are your stamps? Oh, this always happens. I bought the wrong folder and I'll be back in a minute. Okay, so I found my Alice in Wonderland stamps, and they're so tiny. I was really disappointed when I got this set. because I thought they were going to be at least twice the size of what they are. But I'm not sure what they look like, so I'm going to have to stamp it on something to see. Just stamp it on this. Yeah. Do a full set. Then I can decide what I want to use. Because I was thinking I might be able to try and use one of these smaller ones on the book that the lady is holding. Just going to squash that down. Uh-oh. Wow, that wasn't meant to happen. Oh, jeez. Jeez, Louise. Okay, well, I can see what some of them are anyway. Oh, what a dog's breakfast. Okay, she's got the book there in her hand. It's really hard to see the book though. So, I was just trying to find one. I thought if I stamped it on this piece of paper I'd be able to see what it was. The Alice in Wonderland one is too big. It's like twice the size of the book. But there's this one of her holding the stork, the flamingo, and then there's the March hare. There's also whoever wrote the book, can't remember, Lewis, the author. I think the one of her holding the flamingo, it's such a tiny, tiny little stamp. I'm going to do it on a piece of paper and then glue it on. This could end in disaster. I wonder what it would look like on this coffee dyed paper. What am I doing? I was going to put the glue on the stamp then. Can you tell I didn't get much sleep last night? I'll leave it sitting on there for a little bit. A bit of pressure on it. Put the lid on that before you cause a disaster. So that's about the same size as what she's holding. I don't want to tear it out. I mean, I don't want to cut it. I might have to. Right, let's cut it first, and then I'll see what it looks like and whether I can actually tear it down. I prefer to tear it. I'm going to tear it. It's going to go there. Still looks like she's reading a book, doesn't it? Let me glue that down before I change my mind. From time to time, has been known to happen. Over and over. I wonder if I can sort of get... I should tear a bit out. No, pull that off for a minute. Just going to tear a bit out for her fingers. Get off me. So... it's not real convincing, is it? But it shall do. See? If you look at it real quick, it looks like she's reading Alice in Wonderland. I'm just going to give it a little trim. Okay, so that'll do. In there. What I found when I was looking for that stamp was one that has today's story on it, so I'm going to pop that over there when I finish. I sort of feel that they need to stand out a little bit more, so I need something white behind it, or lighter, but I'm going to come back to that in a minute. But I want to do a bit of stamping with some text around on this paper, just a little bit. I don't want the stamp completely covered in ink. So just a bit up here. Is it upside down? A bit hard to tell. Oh no, that's definitely the right way up. Some along the bottom. Just going to basically get the ink off with the stamp. That's a little bit too light. It's funny how things happen. Like the way I met Julie is, and I'm talking about Julie, lovely co-host. I saw one of her videos where she was reviewing the antiquarian sticker book, which I'd thought about getting for myself. So that's when I was watching them, and she was talking about her giveaway with the, she was giving away a set of cards. And I had recently been to a collectibles fair and bought an old bridge set. The two decks of cards that were in that set had these gorgeous little dogs on the back of them. So I thought, oh, I'll just email her and see if she wants some. I didn't want anything in return. I was just happy to give some away. I had 2 packs of them. I didn't need them all. So that's where it all started. And then she was lovely enough to send me some cards. And we tried to get another collaboration going with Angie we were going to send each other, you know, like a mystery pack of items to make something of, but Angie lives in America and we live in Australia, and the postage was just made it prohibitive. It was just really crazy, the cost of postage. So we canned that one. And then Julie and I were just chatting about things, and she was helping me with a couple of aspects of my channel. Then she came up with this idea. And I thought, yes, this sounds really good. Manageable, 1 a month. It was Julie that suggested I do the Marguerite Miller, and that reignited my love of collage. As I said, I'm going to resist the urge to ink around the edge of anything on this. I don't want grunge today. And I normally love grunge, of course. So yeah, that's one thing led to another, so to speak. Just going to pop that one down there. I've got a little bit of this lace and this lovely little pink ribbon. And a little bit more lace, different one, I think. Yes, I think so. So I want to get them on the page somewhere. That's the right way. I'm not worrying about whether it's straight, cut straight or anything. I'm going to have that ribbon on there. And my ladies are going to go there. I don't want to cover up my green. Definitely not. Maybe I should put this over here. That looks nice with the green showing through it. I want something on there, so maybe another piece of lace, or perhaps one of these clusters. I've got some little pretty ones. Clusters and buttons. That's a nice one. A few of them have got pink on them. I love pink. I love pink and I love purple. I just sat while I was watching TV one afternoon, watching the cricket or something, and just made these. Oh, my fingers got so sore from pushing the needle through. I think that should go there, and maybe that ribbon should go there, and I won't worry about any more of them. I was, though, thinking about doing a ruffle up the side, or maybe along the bottom of the dress. Okay, let me go and see what I've got that I can make into a ruffle. So I found a few bits and bobs, and I've got this canvasy fabric. It's actually a painter's drop sheet, but I love the texture of it and the colour, and I'm going to tear a strip, place it down here, gather it up, and then I'm going to put some lace or something on top of it. I don't know how long I need it, but it doesn't matter. It's too long. Better to be too long than too short. Okay, so I'll need this glue. And go all the way down here. This is a strange sort of glue, so much like Fabri-Tac, but I noticed when I was watching Julie do her clusters, she was using a similar sort of glue, and it has a tendency to just come up out of the bottle, you know, when you're not using it. You put it over to the side, and then when you come back, it's like spewed out a big thing, like a blob. I'm liking this. I'm liking this very much. Yes. I'm just going to chop the bottom bit off, but leave it hanging off the edge of the page. Now, do I need to rethink this thing here? Perhaps that needs to go there, but then it's going to be in the hinge of the book, so that's why I didn't want it there. Well, that's my story and I'm sticking to it. So let's get the piece of ribbon wherever it went. There we go, the bow. Should that go there or not? Or should that have a piece of lace perhaps on there? Or is that getting to be too much? It obviously needs to be a little bit narrower, like that. And then I've got that same thing that I need to be careful that I don't make that too bulky, because the book won't close. No, I don't think that's required. But this, maybe that was going to go over here. Maybe just some bits of it. Some bits and pieces. Pieces and bits. I love the way Laurie from Girl on the Ridge just grabs stuff and sticks it down, and it's like second nature to her. She doesn't have to think about anything, she just does it. It's awesome. Love to be like that. That bit there, maybe there. No, that'll be behind the dress, so that's pointless. Maybe on there. It's got that mesh net or whatever it is. So maybe on there. So this is what I'm talking about. Procrastination. Procrastination. You need to stop doing it. Gets you nowhere. Just drive you crazy. What else did I find in there? I found some pink things. Oh, I've got some pink broderie anglaise. I dyed that pink. It's just, oops, nearly dropped it. Let's just put a bit of that in. But do I need to take it off the little seam binding on it? Maybe that would look, oh, that would look, yes. Ooh, I'm getting excited. Okay, let's I'm like a child at the candy store. I'm trying to get this done before my husband comes home. Oh, sorry, wasn't in camera then. I hope I haven't done that too much. I'm sitting down, so I'm not so close to the microphone. So I do apologise if I went out of shot then, and for any other times it has occurred, it's probably not the only time. You can go on there. What next? What else is in here? Ooh. I forget I have these things. I really need to start looking carefully, or more carefully, at what I've got to use. This has been stitched. It's a piece of binding. I'm just going to put that on. Oh, no, I've changed my mind about the colour. I'm going to piece from a different section. I just dyed this with watercolour paint. One day I had a roll of this tape that I bought, and I thought it was just seam binding, but it turned out to be it's actually a bias cut one so it stretches, and it's not cotton, so I prefer it to be cotton, but anyway, it is what it is. I had about 50-meter roll of it. I thought I'm never going to use it in a million years, so I need to do something with it. So I just made like really loose watercolor paints. Put them in a jar. Yeah, just soak the ribbon in it. Does that need a doily behind it? I want another bit of white lace there. I have a piece somewhere. It was in that box. What did I do with the box? Moved the box out of the way. Now I can't remember where it is. Oh, there it is. Where'd the bit of lace go? There. It's a bit pink, isn't it? Some little bits of purple too. Okay, so they're a possibility to go on there. I'm thinking that these dresses need to be tapered down a little bit in colour. But I also think that a bit of doily needs to go in behind. I found this little one, and I was thinking there, but then it's going to cover up that bit of music paper. So I'm going to put another bit of music paper in there because I want that to show. So the first thing I need to do is find my music paper. Here it is. Stop looking, everybody. I wonder. I shouldn't think too much, it's quite painful. These are horrible doilies. They really are. They're awful colour. Not the colour I dyed them, but the colour that they are before they're dyed. And then when you start doing stuff with them, like tea dyeing them, they go this yucky grey colour. Not pleasant. I don't know why I picked that glue up. It was sitting there. I've had it for ages, not using it because the end of it was blocked up and it had glued itself, like the lid on. I couldn't get the lid off it, so this morning I actually put it in a jar of boiling water, stood it upside down to loosen the glue, and that worked. So I was able to get the lid off and give it a good clean out. So I haven't got dots and dashes in here yet, have I? But I do have digitals, which is my digital and other people's digitals that I don't know who they belong to. So I'm not sure whether I'm going to use dots and dashes. Perhaps I will, I'm not sure. So let's fit that in there somewhere. You really can't tell it's a doily, can you? So maybe it needs to come up even higher. Don't want it to go onto that lace. Does it matter if there's a bit of that green behind? I don't think so. I think I might put it there. Does it make sense? Probably not. Let's try it over. Oops, there goes something on the floor. Behind her head. It seems a shame to cover up that other paper though. But it looks nice. I like that. And I've covered up all the music paper again. Oh my goodness. I can feel some fast forwarding coming on when I do the edit on this. I wonder. I found this in my stash, and what it is the lace overlay on this dress that I bought at the op shop. It was in the fancy dress department, and I've cut a piece of that out, and I'm going to stick that behind them like that. Then I've got those little bits which are always going to be there. They're going to go on there, and then I've got another bit of this, but I'm not sure where I'm going to put it. I don't want it to be, I want it something, you know, like that, maybe. And with a butterfly on there. But because I'm not inking, I do want to fussy cut these butterflies. I don't mind butterflies on the head. Looks quite nice. And then I need another one. No, she looks silly. Stop mucking around, just get on with it. This one's, I'm going to cut this third one out, sorry. Bear with me. I have 3 butterflies. I think she deserves a butterfly. Like that. Get rid of some of this other stuff off from around everything. It might look a bit better. Now I had a rose somewhere. There it is. Do I want to put that on there? I'm not sure. Do I want that to go down there? Maybe on there. It just needs a bit more cutting out, I think. Just to find the edges a little bit more. Might find another one of them, I like them. It's a different one. It's pretty. Okay, so I'm thinking the first thing I need to do will be to stick the lace onto this dress here. I'm just going to put some of this glue down, scrunch it up, and then that can dry while I'm doing the other bits. I want it to be, my fingers stuck in it. That's the worst thing about it. So they go like that. Then she'll get the butterfly on there. Oh, it's stuck itself in already. Okay, then I'm going to stick that down to there. But I'm going to put a little bit of that ribbon underneath it. So, a bit of glue there as well. You can go on there like that. And then this needs to be glued down. And we're just about on the home straight. Approaching the finish line. I don't like that straight edge. I'm just going to rip it off. If it'll rip. Oh yeah. Darn glue. That's going to sit there. Put those ladies away for the moment because I've got to glue this thing down. What was going there? Oh, what's that little purple thing? Maybe that. Yeah, there should be enough glue to hold that on. Everything's sticking to my fingers. And let's get that bit in. So it's going to go there. You can roughly glue it on and then come back and touch it up. The pieces that where it gets missed. I thought going with this, you know, like you can see through it, so you don't lose the green. I love the green. I love the green and the pink together. It's beautiful. Do that, and then you can see the music, you can see this, you can see the green. Lovely ladies can go in there like that. And I do want to leave that hanging over the edge of the page. So what about here? Should I put an arm over it or under it? I sort of like the idea of it being over the hand. Yeah. Okay. So I'm just going to put some little glue anchors on here. Butterfly on her head. Maybe it's too close to that one. Maybe just there. Okay, let's get this one on first. Put that there. Well, that could be my dots and dashes, couldn't it? Stretching it a bit far. I might just draw some dots on here. sort of takes away that plain look about that area there. Okay, what next? I have the ribbon. Do we want the ribbon to go in here somewhere? Oh, I forgot that I hadn't stuck that down. Ribbon, butterfly on the ribbon. Maybe that's the way to do it, and I'll just have like that with the butterfly on it. Let's see what that looks like. So like that, and just like that. Oops. How does that look? Oh, that's not too bad. Or does that need to go there? Here we go again. Or there. That looks nice. Stick it somewhere, for goodness sake, woman. It's quite three-dimensional, this. Which is okay because I took heaps of pages out of my book. Like, there's only 13 pages left in this actual magazine. I took all the rest of them out. I'm going to leave all that hanging off there. Pop you in there. Maybe not all of that. I'm going to just get some gesso on my finger and lighten the dresses up just a tiny little bit. Tiny little bit. Just fade them out a bit. That's all I want to do. Give them a misty sort of look. Probably should have done that before I glued the butterfly and the rest of the bits and pieces on there, but it sort of was an afterthought. Gesso was so useful for doing this sort of stuff. You can stay full colour up there, that's fine. How's that look? That's nice, just a bit off this edge here. The beauty of the gesso is when as it dries it becomes transparent, or partially transparent. So it's perfect for doing this. I'm going to have to glue that butterfly down a bit better than that, aren't I? Okay. She was supposed to have a butterfly. It's just about all the way off. That's right, I didn't actually apply any glue to that, I just used what was on the underneath bit, the lace. Now, one thing I would like to do is put some little liquid pearl drops somewhere. So I'm just going to put some there. Where else? Just on the butterfly. Oh, give her a bigger earring. And then just a couple on this one. Alright, so over here, I just want to put that stamp wherever it's gone. Here it is. Actually, maybe I should stamp in there. It needs to be light wherever I put it. Today's story. See what it looks like. Oh, I'm glad I didn't put that on the page. It's too dark, isn't it? Just up here. Didn't even show. Okay, so there was too much ink on it to start with, and then not enough the second time. Okay, let's have another go at that. I don't want it dark. I just want it darker than that. Come on. I don't like that because it's oxide. Distress oxide, I'm going to distress it with water. Oh, you can still see the word story, that's okay. I sort of feel like it needs something there, but I don't know what. I might just tear a strip out of this. It would look better if that bow was up the right way, wouldn't it? Don't want that, don't want that. Ooh, pink butterfly. A pink butterfly. This might be a little bit over butterflied. Is there such a thing? Just because it's got that bit of lace in that pattern, I'm going to cut that out. And if I don't like it, I'll just tear it off. Looks quite nice. Let's go with that glue stick. Oh, would that look nice? Oh, that looks nice there. Then I still haven't got something for down here. Doesn't really serve any purpose though, does it? And it covers up my dots and dashes too. Maybe just the ribbon will break that line up. That'll do. It's going to break that line up a bit. Glue stick will work for this. Stick that on there. Do I want to do that? Oh, I forgot all about the liquid pearls on there then. It's a wonder I didn't put my finger in it. Oh, it's starting to get a bit dark in here. Cut that strip off and put the butterfly somewhere. I don't want it that close to her. It's not the right colour. That'll do. I'm going to use this heavy duty glue for him. Her, whatever it is. Okay, that's gonna do it. Let me get my list of prompts. Where would I have hidden them? Anything like that hanging up there like that. Oh, I did it, didn't I? Touched it. Okay, so it's shabby chic, definitely. Story time. So she's reading Alice in Wonderland to the other lady. Greens, I've got my greens in there. There's some green in that fabric there as well. Textured paper, I glued it in a couple of places. It was my wrinkled and inked paper. Person, well, I've got two people there. Dots and dashes, got some down the bottom. Square, oblong, rectangle. I forgot all about that one. Okay, so we're missing an element, but I do have digital paper in here instead. So maybe, what am I going to do about that? Okay, one of those stamps was quite square and or oblongish. Not that one, these ones. Oh my goodness, what a mess. This Alice in Wonderland one. That'll do. And I'll just use some of that pink distress ink, but just... No, I won't. I'll use this black. I'm gonna go up here again. I thought I was going to squash the liquid pearls, and I think I have. It didn't even work out, so I squashed my liquid pearls for nothing. Hate that. Let's do something else. Here's another stamp. Put it somewhere a bit more prominent. Right there. There we go. So that's everything. What do you think? I like it. Okay, so that's February's done in the 2022 Collage Challenge. Don't forget to post your own work. If you're going to post on Instagram, just use the same hashtag, so hashtag 2022 Collage Challenge. Yeah, look forward to seeing what you do. Be very interested. Check out all the other ladies' channels. There's a link for them in the video description box. Make sure you look at Julie's. I hope you've enjoyed this, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.
What a start. Inside out and upside down. No stress, I'ma clean up this mess.